Hello everybody, how you doing? This is Anderson Noskin once again from Paragon Chiropractic, and we're here to show you yet another little exercise to kind of help you get from the couch to, back in the gym if they ever freaking open up again, and oh geez, wherever else, the mountain and such. So we're gonna be doing a squat.
Here's the cup. Somebody just did a bad squat.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm gonna get
Yeah, seriously. So we're gonna teach you how to not have that happen.
We've been seeing some health professionals doing some really hideous squats, so we're just gonna show you what a good body weight squat looks like and a couple of ways to help yourself out if yours doesn't look as good at this. So Anderson's gonna start. Feet are shoulder width apart, so a little bit wider than that. Broad boy here. All right, go ahead and turn your feet out. So you're kind of like screwing your feet into the ground. You'll see on both of us that the knees kind of spread out. You'll feel your femurs, your upper legs turn in, and you should almost feel like your glutes just automatically turn on. This is a great set position to start from.
It is. And personally, when you got flat feet, you also feel your feet arches turn on during this, which is a super important part.
Yeah, he does have flat.
Horribly flat feet.
So he's gonna start dropping down, and he's gonna put his hands out away from him right here. Good. You'll see that the knees are tracking over the toes. Really pretty decent. He comes just below parallel. That's probably the safest way to treat the squat, is just below parallel. Good. So if yours doesn't look like that, or you're like, maybe that's too much moving along, yeah, it looks something like that. Here's a couple of things you can do. There's a good one. You just take a regular old chair, and this way you can't fall. If you're worried about it, you're just gonna find the chair with your butt. All those same rules apply. He's just finding the chair with his butt, but he's not gonna drop like that. He wants to just
No, you do want to keep
basically
control
that descent all the way down. Perfect. Good, finding the chair. Great. That's one option. If you're a little bit more advanced, but you feel like maybe you're pulled forward in your squat, or you're doing something funky with the upper body, it doesn't look as square as that, you can throw a little something under your heels. We got 5-pound weights here. Books work really well for that. But he'll find that he can go all the way to the ground like that really comfortably, because it throws him into a problem and his body automatically is solving. It's really, really nice. So that's another thing. Give that a shot. It cleans up a lot of terrible squat mechanics.
It
Just
does.
elevating the heels like an inch or two.
Maybe. Yeah.
So if your squat is really pretty uncomfortable and not looking too great, what you can do is a doorknob squat. Yeah, caught you on the fly too. He's loading up his hands, so all his weight is kind of in his hands, and you can see that he's in a position where you couldn't achieve that without the door, but it's also one of the safest positions to squat from. So you can still strengthen up the legs a ton, strengthen up the butt a ton, without doing anything precarious. If you feel like none of that stuff was any kind of challenge, fill up your kid's backpack or your camelback with bricks, cinder blocks, old textbooks, whatever, or if you've got real weight, it's a good idea too. This is a goblet squat. So you're gonna drop down and your elbows are gonna go inside the knees. Yep, perfect. And again, he's having to sit back more into his hips because the tendency of the weight is obviously gonna pull him forward. Not trying to, yeah, exactly, just like that. So he's gonna have to solve that with good mechanics. It's a really interesting strategy. So yeah, you wanna put yourself in a position to succeed. Any of these options can be successful, but just give them a whirl and let us know if you've got any troubles with
It's
it.
a good workout too.
Yeah,
So.
got a spritz going on.